Hello students, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today in 12th Commerce OCM we'll be starting with new chapter, that is chapter number 5, staffing. Okay, before starting this chapter, in first part we'll be studying about things to be learned, the learning objectives of the chapter as well as the weightage. As per the last year's blueprint or the last year paper style, this chapter is important chapter consisting of 10 marks. Why we are seeing last year? Because this year due to COVID-19, due to corona virus, there may be a bit change in the paper style or a bit change in the syllabus. But till the change comes, we have to follow. We are going or preparing according to this blueprint of paper style only. Due to in last year's or as per the last year's weightage, this chapter consists of 10 marks, which is a very good strength, and the breakage of 10 marks is one question of very short answer, that is answer in one or two sentences, one question for 1 mark, two questions will be asked for 2 marks in a short answers type section C, two questions for 2 marks, that is 1 plus for 5 marks, and one question with optional, with internal options will be asked in answer in details type question, that is for 5 marks each. This way this becomes 1 mark, 4 mark, 5 marks, total 10 marks chapter. The question, this is the second question of till now till chapter number 5. This one essay type question, answer in detail will be second type 1. It is asked from chapter planning. Second is asked from staffing. The question which is asked from staffing is having internal options. These two questions will be asked from the same chapter. You have to attempt anyway. Clear? Now talking about chapter staffing, we can divide this chapter into 4 parts. These are the 4 major parts that we will be learning. First part consists of staffing. What is staffing? Concept, meaning, characteristics and importance. Chances are that from characteristics one question can be asked for 5 marks. Okay, so this is an important topic. Same goes with the importance. Now second part will be staffing as HRM. HRM, human resource management. We have studied this in about this. We have gone through the introduction of HRM in chapter number 1, functions of management. Clear? So staffing as HRM, human resource management. Then third is process of staffing. Process of staffing means recruitment, selection. What are the sources of recruitment? Either it is internal or external. This all 3 topics: recruitment, that is process of recruitment, sources, internal sources, external sources. These 3 topics are of 5 marks coverage. There are generally one question of 5 marks from either of these 3 topics. Next is the last one is training and development. First we will study about training, concept of training, importance of training. Then we will go to the development part. We will study that concept of development and importance and development, and the last will be the difference between training and development. So this is the learning objectives of chapter number 5, staffing. Okay. Okay students, now let us continue with the core of this chapter, that is staffing. Talking about staffing, what is staffing? In earlier times, when the employees or the human workforce of the organization was not given due importance, then as soon as the modernization comes, urbanization comes, new experts came into the business. They make the management or the owner understood the importance of the employees, importance of the staff. So staffing, earlier staffing was what, if we talk about staffing, what generally we meant by staffing, what generally we meant or we mean by staffing is acquiring employees, selecting employees, or we can say selecting employees, training them, developing them, that's it. But no, the term of the concept of staffing is very much wider. The concept of staffing is very much wider. It is not only we can say appointing the employees or selecting or recruiting the employees, training them, maintaining them with the business. No, it includes recruitment, selection, training, promotion, transfer, post-retirement activities, and so on. So the concept of training is very much wide. It is not only selecting, training and maintaining them. It also includes recruitment, promotion, transfer, post-transfer services, developing them, training them, and maintaining human relations with the employees, or maintaining relations with the proper employees. Clear? That is staffing. So if you want to talk only some major words, we can say first thing that it is acquiring employees, okay, then training, then maintaining them. This is the basic concept of staffing. This is the basic concept of staffing. Apart this, what it is, what it include? Recruitment, selection, promotion, transfer, training, development, post-retirement services, and so on. So the scope of staffing is very much wider. Clear? This is staffing. Now talking about characteristics, we have 7 main characteristics of staffing. The first 4 of those are, first one is important function. As we know that the functions of management starts from planning, then comes to organizing, and then the third function is staffing. In planning we said that for everything we need a plan. Then organizing we understood, or we know that we came to know that we need a structure, we need a proper structure for formation of or implementation of plan. And third one is staffing. Staffing means we need a proper human workforce, or we need a proper set of employees for implementing that work or implementing that planning and organizing. So first characteristic is it is an important function of management. Just like in planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing is also an important function of management. Second is perennial process. Perennial means continuous. Perennial means continuous. Yes, staffing is a perennial process, continuous process. Why it is a continuous process? For example, in a business unit, if 10 employees are selected or 10 employees are recruited, there are chances that in the next year or in the meanwhile, any of them or many of them can leave the organizations. Or if the business wants to expand or business wants to grow, then business will be needing more workforce. So staffing is always a continuous or perennial process, means employees can leave or may leave the organization, new employees may need to be added to the organization, as well as the training development also should go on and on with the employees. So second step is, second characteristic, it is a perennial, it is continuous process. Third one is concerned with human relationship. Why it is concerned with human relationship? Because the main objective of staffing is to make a proper relationship with employees, a proper set of employees, and to best use them, to use best of them. So how can an employee be used to its fullest capacity if there is a proper relation maintained between the authorities and employees? So employees are only the living factor of production. Employees are the why human relation, because they are the living factor of production. For example, if I have a piece of land, if I have a 1000 square meter piece of land, I cannot expand it because it is a non-living factor of production. If I have 10 lakh rupees, I cannot expand it. But if I am having a human workforce, I can motivate them, I can use them, I can have a best of relations with them, and we can increase again and again the level or factor of production. For simple example, if any of the day I am having a more workload, Okay, so for if 2 days or for 10 days or for 1 day, if I'm having more workload, I need a more space, so I cannot make a building, or I cannot extend a floor for 1 week. For example, I'm having 3 floors in the building. I want 4 floors, so I cannot make fourth floor for 1 week or for 1 day. But this is not the case with the living factor of production, that is employees. But if I want my employees to stay 1 or 2 hours more for 1 day or 2 day, I can ask them, I can request them, and they can provide me the same. So it is always concerned with the human relation, which is known as the living factor of production. And the fourth one is dynamic process. Dynamic means ever changing. Dynamic means ever changing. Why staffing is a dynamic process? Staffing is a dynamic process because each and every time we need to develop, we need to train the employees, number one. Number two, there are not always the same amount or same bunch of employees concerned with the authorities or concerned with the business unit, joined with the business unit for a longer period of time. And third, the external environment is changing of the business, so we need to change according to that. So thereafter, staffing is also a dynamic process. We need to keep on changing staffing again and again. We need to keep on changing training style again and again. For example, till last year, the training for teachers would be how to control class, how to be more effective on class. But for this year, or for the period of last 3 to 4 months, what is training for teachers? How to make videos, how to be effective online, how to communicate online, how to use different style of aid of teaching, like Google Classroom, Google Meet, video callings, video lectures and all. So it is ever changing. It is ever changing. Here, so these are the first 4 characteristics. First one is important function of management. Then perennial process, that is continuous process. Then concerned with human relations, that is living factor of production. And fourth, dynamic process, that is ever changing. Clear? So these are the first 4 characteristics of staffing. Now, after studying the 4 first characteristics of staffing, these are the remaining 3. Fifth one is related with other functions. The other functions that we are talking here about are planning, organizing, directing, controlling, coordination, all. So, if we see, staffing is mutually or very closely connected to each and every function. For example, for planning. So, whatever kind of plan we will have, will require that kind of staff. Organizing means whatever kind of structure will we have, will be requiring that amount of staff to fill that places. For example, if you have a structure, we have one place over here. Same over here. So in total we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to 14 staffs will be requiring to fill the organization structure. So it is connected with organization also. So it is likewise connected to each and every functions of organization, and that too very closely. Next is wide scope or wider scope. Discussed already in the definition or concept of staffing. Nowadays staffing is not only selecting or acquiring employees, taking them into organization, training and maintaining them, but it also includes recruiting, transfer process, promotions, training, development, post-retirement facilities, and so on. So it is a wider scope. And last is capital expenditure is investment. This is a very important part. I am making a star over here. It is asked frequently in 1 mark and 2 mark. Why training is considered as investment, not expenditure, or why staffing is considered as investment, not expenditure. Although after spending on staffing, why it is considered as investment? The reason behind it is whatever expense we do on staffing, for example for recruitment, selection, training and development, why it is not considered an expense? Because it is not considered as an expense, because whatever we are doing, we are investing on it. We are getting a reward back of it. For example, if we are recruiting an employee, we are selecting an employee. The employee is working for the organization, he or she is giving back to the organization. So it is termed as an investment rather than expenses, or it is termed as an investment rather than expenditure or capital expenditure. So whatever we are doing, whatever expense we are doing under staffing, it is to be considered as investment because it will reward back to the, it will provide reward back to the organization rather than only expenditure. Clear? So today we learned about staffing, concept and characteristics. In the next part of this video we will cover about importance of staffing and staffing as HR. Clear? Hope you guys understand. If you have any doubt, please comment down the section, comment down the video. Till then, stay home, stay safe, happy learning.